Hey everyone, it's M4J here, and welcome to F1 Manager 2023, or just F1 Manager 23. I'm just going to pop in here, turn down that old music volume. I like the music in this game, actually. It reminds me, especially the music that's playing now, reminds me a lot of the Fallout 4 theme, or just the Fallout theme. I don't know why Frontier decided to go with that as inspiration for the F1 theme here, but there we go. So, like I just said, this is Frontier's F1 management game. This is the second iteration. The first one came out last year, F1 Manager 22. This is F1 Manager 23. I've played this already. I've played it the day it came out, in fact, for racing games. And I might actually link those videos down in the description, because I think they're good streams myself, but unfortunately the YouTube algorithm decided no one wanted to watch them, which is a bit of a shame. But I'm going to give it another crack here. So we're going to start a new career. We're going to skip Crofty, because, you know, if you've watched this game be played, then you already know what he says there anyway. We're going to choose a team. We're not going to choose Red Bull. I'm really toying with the idea of Williams again. Williams seems like an easy one, or AlphaTauri. Haas is who I managed in the racing games save, so it's tempting to go for that. They want to be podium contenders. Their season objective is 6th. Team rating 2 and a point stars, whereas Williams... Actually, Williams are better now. But an objective of 8th. And I'm so tempted. I'm so tempted to go for Williams again. Got Albon, they got Logan Sargent, who was actually my driver pairing. That was my driver pairing last year. I think I'm actually going to do it, to be perfectly honest. I think I'm actually going to do it. Right. Team, well, not team, me name. You know me by now, you know my name. I'm not going to sing that. Experience, first time manager, no. Let's go with returning. So some things might pop up, but ultimately, yeah, we're returning. And yeah, there we go. So hopefully we don't get the annoying woman who insists on teaching us everything. This time around, but at the same time there are some new things this year, some of which I haven't quite fully got to grips with yet. Now, I'm not saying that we're going to play beyond the first season here, but there is something new in F1 Manager 23 that wasn't present in F1 Audrey, that's her name, that wasn't present in F1 Manager 2022, which is the ability to switch teams. So right now we are Williams. Next season, if we carry on, we might be someone else. We might be Mercedes, we might be Red Bull, we might be Ferrari, who knows. We might even be Haas or AlphaTauri or Alfa Romeo, which is another good team actually that we could have managed. Okay. Welcome to Williams. Thank you, Audrey. It's amazing how she can work for all 20 teams at the same time, but she manages it. So let's have a look at what we've got going on here then. We have a car. There it is. It's a bit wheelless right now. It's also a bit noseless. But everything else is pretty much in situ. We've got some drivers. We've got Albon, we've got Sargent, and we've got Luc Dupont as a reserve driver. Now this, I think, is going to be our first change. I don't even know who Luc Dupont is. I'm probably not even saying Dupont properly, but yeah. I think we're going to swap out Luc here. Okay, how do I get rid of Audrey? There's a good question, first and foremost. End guidance, there we go. I think I can work things out for myself, to be honest. I don't need Audrey in my ear every time I'm trying to do something. So, contract, scouting. Let's have a look at potentially who we can bring in. Let's actually organise by championship. So we've got ourselves F2 drivers here. Now, the obvious choice is to go for somebody like Théo Pourchaire, whose name I am trying to find. There he is, Théo Pourchaire. Very good driver. Very, very good driver. Lots of potential. Only 19 years old, and apparently open to negotiation right now too, which is good. We're going to put him on a detailed scouting. Now, I'm going into this with long-term ambitions. So, right now, it seems logical that we're going to get him scouted and signed as a reserve driver. If things don't work out with Logan, for whatever reason, then Pourchaire's going to replace him. Probably during this season, but we'll see. In terms of the rest of the team, there isn't a huge point right now in trying to switch things up. We might as well just go with what we've got and hope for the best. Now, for pit stops now, there's something new, which is pit crew training. I'm going to try not to like bombard you all with information right now, but there is quite a lot that is new. There wasn't... When we reviewed the game, we didn't really pick up on just how much had actually changed. And it was one of our complaints, was it felt like more like an evolution rather than a revolution. But with the updates that have come out since, like things like team switching, and they've altered a couple of other things here and there, the game does feel a bit more complete now than it did when we first reviewed it. So you never know. One day we might go and update the review. I don't know. Now this is of course an M4J video, not a racing games video. So my opinion of the game here isn't necessarily what we say at racing games. I didn't review F1 Manager myself for racing games, so yeah. Yeah, something else that's new is development focus for staff members here as well. So I think something that needs improving here for you is drill planning by the looks of things. So we're going to get you on that. To be honest, we might as well have a look at all of our staff while we're here. So for you, sir, bodywork or grip and traction? Grip and traction actually could be a good one. I think that's a good one. Or ground effect. Now I'm going to say grip and traction because front wing and suspension are quite important for making car go fast. So we're going to do that. Over here, oh wow, there's 60s here. That's really not good. And again, grip and traction seems like the obvious choice. Now this Williams this year is incredibly quick down the straights and incredibly not so quick round corners. So grip and traction again is a good one for that. For the race engineers, the best one is always driver comms. Feedback is vital when you're trying to get useful information, particularly when it comes to car setup. We'll talk about that in a second. And then as for the drivers here, Albon is one of the most underrated drivers in Formula 1, I would say, in terms of what he can actually do. He has made this Williams car, again, I said it's quick down the straights, but he has made it look so much faster than it actually is. He is a very, very good driver. Red Bull did him dirty. Logan, on the other hand, is a bit crash-tacular right now. So if there's one, I mean, race strategy could be a good one, particularly as it improves smoothness. And that is one. Smoothness and overtaking, I think, is something that we're going to be working on a lot this year. So we're going to go with that. Now, you might have noticed I'm kind of rushing through this. We're not even 10 minutes into the video yet, and we've basically set the team up kind of how we want it, minus reserve driver. My goal for this first episode is to get through the Bahrain Grand Prix, which is 11 days away. Imagine hiring a team principal 11 days before the season starts, by the way. That seems very short-sighted. Now, in terms of parts, we're pretty good here. We've got lots of everything. He says that. We've only got 2 chassis, 2 side pods, 2 underfloors, and 2 suspensions. So maybe we will actually look at getting some more of these. There's no need to rush them right now. I don't think we need to rush them. Completion date. We can get the first one in 7 days if we rush, or we can get the first one in 10 days if we don't rush. So I'm not going to rush. There's no point. Now these are just backups. Things wear this year. They didn't do that last year, but they do now. Things wear down. So it does help to have backups of things. Particularly things that are vital to the car. You know, front wings, rear wings, they're very important. You're not going anywhere without a rear wing, for example. Front wings, you can kind of do some of a race with no front wing. It's not advised, but you can, in theory, do it. But for everything else, you need it all. So we need to have it in the background just in case crashes happen. And believe me, crashes happen. Now, before I get too excited here and start developing everything, I do want to have a look. Cars and car analysis. So, let's have a look at the grid in general, the grid average, Yeah. Is there a way that I can... Yeah, rank on grid. There we go. So we're pretty low down. We're pretty low down. We're mid-table for things like top speed, high speed, and engine cooling, but we're pretty low ranked. In fact, no, we're not mid-table. There's only 10 teams, Mark. Derp. Although saying that, I guess this is Albon's car. That's why it's got 13th. So, okay, let's say we are mid-table then for top speed, high speed, and engine cooling. But we're way down in terms of everything else. Acceleration is atrocious. DRS effectiveness, which is something very, very important in modern F1 cars. Brake cooling is also terrible. I mean, was it this year or last year where the brakes exploded in pre-season testing on the Williams? So I think definitely there is work here to be done. I mean, we could compare as well. Let's have a look at something like a Haas. Magnussen's car compared to Albon's. Very different. Look at the acceleration on that Haas. That is quite something. So we've got a baseline here as to where we need to go. Top speed, we are way faster. Medium speed here for cornering, we're also better. Actually, are we? No, I don't think we are, thinking about it. I think blue here is better. So we're good with high speed and dirty air tolerances. There's work. There's a lot of work here to be done. So let's have a look at this. Let's start working on a new part. Now, something that is good to work on from the get-go is side pods. And I know we've just started manufacturing side pods, but that's backup for what we've currently got. My plan is to start working on new components almost immediately. Now, 6.9 divided by 3 is what? 2.3. So I need this to go down to 4.6. There we go. And then 92 divided by 3 is... Well, there's a question. What is 92 divided by... Actually, let's do... Yeah, no, that's fine. We've got 14 days before the next ATR period. So I'm going to do 92 divided by 3. And it's 30.66666666. So we'll allocate 30 wind tunnel hours to this first part here, which is the side pods. Now, I think everything there is okay. Design focus. We want to work on airflow predominantly. We want to go for optimized aerodynamics. In fact, if we can get race performance as well, that gives us a little boost there too. Now, we're losing engine cooling here. We can get some of that back by doing something like this. You can see we are sacrificing engine cooling over here on the right hand side. But I think something along these lines here. We're only gaining a little bit of top speed, but acceleration is improving. Low speed, medium speed, high speed is all improving. And then the engine cooling is the bit that takes the hit. That's okay. It's not ideal, but it's okay. And if we do development focus, we can stick... Let's say 3 of our engineers on this, and then the approach, we'll do it normal. That's fine. So completion date, 30 days from now. So we're going to be bringing upgrades to probably the 4th or 5th race of the season. Now, if we do something similar for the floor, that will also improve our aero performance. So again, we've got 2.3 MAU hours, which I always forget what that stands for. And then we've got... another 30 hours here that we can allocate. Excuse me. There we go. Another 30 hours here that we can allocate to this. And then for here, we can pretty much focus on optimized aero. Actually, let's go for high speed performance. Although that's something we're already good at. Let's go for low speed performance. So we're sacrificing again a little bit of high speed here. We can fix some of that through the slider. Our top speed goes up a little bit. And it's mainly our low speed and medium speed cornering. And we're getting big gains in the low speed. And then dirty air tolerance is also increasing slightly. Now again, we can allocate... We'll go for 3 this time. And this takes 36 days. Now my plan, as I said, is to try and bring all of these upgrades to the same race. So normally, once things are ready, I'll just allocate them to the car. But right now, I don't actually want to do that. I want to make sure that we are focusing on what's important. And bringing it all in at the same time. Now, I think suspension could be something else to look at, especially when it comes to brake cooling. But I'm also really tempted to go for the chassis to try and counteract some of that engine cooling. Now, I'm not saying I'm an expert here. Not everything I do here is right. Some of what I do here is probably incredibly wrong. But I kind of just want to experience the game for a bit. Because when I stream this for racing games, I've always got people in the chat giving me advice, which is very, very useful, but it's also a bit backseat gamey as well. So right now, I just kind of want to experience the game and see how it is for myself. But that doesn't mean if there's some valuable advice that you can offer in the comments, I'm not saying don't do that. I would still appreciate that a lot. So right, we are here set up now. So we've got good airflow, drag reduction, engine cooling. That's all looking good. If we go for optimized cooling, now we're actually undoing all of the hard work that we were doing for... I think balanced is actually a good one. I was going to say, I don't want to undo all the work that we were doing with the aero just to then get some engine cooling back. So balanced is not a bad one. Not a lot's going to change here because they are equal. I don't want to prioritize one driver over the other necessarily, but the temptation is to prioritize Albon over Logan. And again, this is going to take 24 days. So this might even be ready for Saudi. Maybe not. Maybe Australia. But yeah, no engineers available. So that's it for design. So we might as well hit continue. I will put a cut in here in a second. And when we come back, it will be... in fact, we got the race in 2 days, so it doesn't actually matter what I was going to say there. First day, so key staff, yeah. Sponsor obligations, yeah. That's something that's kind of new this year, but also not. Car 1 performance. Oof. Yeah, we're a long way down. Bahrain testing is over. Everything's red. It's not good at all. Driver development as well. Right, let's have a look again at the analysis. Now we've actually had pre-season testing. Maybe things have changed. Let's have a look at us compared to like Alfa Romeo this time. Yeah, we're significantly better than Alfa Romeo. Everything's better. Except for acceleration. Again, that's the Ferrari engine for you. If we look at... Wow, they really do suck. That might have been a more fun save, but never mind. Let's look at Haas as well. I don't think much has changed here. I think predominantly it's the same as it was. And then let's compare us just for laughs to Mercedes. And already, I mean, high speed... I wasn't expecting high speed cornering to be better. Nor engine cooling, in fact. But there we go. Mercedes are terrible for engine cooling. That's just... They've always had that, basically. Right, training schedule. So selected preset. We want to work on pit stop errors. And to be honest, we just want to work on... Most pit stops go wrong when it comes to the tyre change. So we kind of just want to work on the tyre change. And already you can see how that works. So we're trying to reduce the risk of errors. Chance of mistake is going to drop to 13.28%. Estimated pit stop might go up a little bit, but 2.7 seconds is still incredibly good. And then the car building time has also gone up a little bit, but that only really affects us during qualifying and practice. And even then, during qualifying, it's not a huge deal. So we're going to hit confirm on that, and we're going to get started on that. Now, one thing I wish this game had was a continue button on every screen. Sometimes it's a little annoying having to go back on certain screens. Right, driver development update. I'm really not that fussed right now, to be honest. And then race prep. So we are ready. We're ready to head to Bahrain. Performance targets. There isn't much worth adding here. They want us to reach Q3. We might be able to do that with Albon. I doubt we'll be able to do that with both drivers. Although I do have a plan. Something that I want to test out during P1. Now the way this series is going to work is hopefully I'll be able to perfect the car setup during P1. Sprint weekends, that's a little bit different because you only have one practice session anyway before quali. So things will work a little bit differently there. We'll talk about that when we actually reach the first sprint weekend, which I think is Baku, Azerbaijan. I think that was the first one. We're going to skip the cutscenes as well, by the way, because I think my PC blows up during those anyway, so you probably won't even be able to hear what I'm saying. This game is a little bit finicky on my desktop, but my desktop is old, so that probably doesn't help things. Hopefully this video is actually coming out okay, quality-wise as well, but we'll see. So yeah, P1 is always going to be shown on camera. If I do need to do further setups, I will do those off camera, P2, P3. Hopefully, though, I'll be able to skip P2 and P3 and we can jump straight into qualifying. Now, the trick I want to try, I'm going to talk about in a minute. The main thing to worry about here is setup. Now, blue bar, very important. You want to pretty much get things in the blue bar here. Now, you can kind of work out where the sweet spots are based on the track that you're at. So you can already see here there are some clues. Oversteer is pretty important in Bahrain. Now, what affects it more? Probably this. And already you can see things are actually moving. Oh, actually, no. That's what the sliders affect. Okay, well, I can tell you that oversteer is kind of important for Bahrain. In my opinion, at least. It might not be for everybody. As is straight line speed, because there are a couple of straights in which you want to have a lot of performance. So I think something like this could be quite good with a little bit more traction. I'm trying to avoid just putting things back in the middle where they were. Let's go for something kind of like this for Albon. Run plan, we're going to stick him out on 20 laps. He's on hard tyres already, I noticed. Yep. And then parts, we're just going to stick him on the basics because what's the point? Now, run style here, we're actually going to put him on everything. What's that? Harvest. Yeah, everything on low. Now, I don't know if this has been patched out or not since I last played this game, but I really want to try this out and see if it actually works. Logan, we're going to do something similar. Now, Logan's, you can see his blue bars are actually in a slightly different position, which is good for us because we can basically put him on an experimental setup here and see. He's like our test dummy. Now, again, run plan. We're going to stick him on 20 laps and we're going to put him on the lowest performance there. Now, right now, we are not looking for lap times. We are looking for performance and data. We're going to send them out straight away. We will watch these cutscenes because these ones are kind of cool. His hand was through the tyre blanket there, which is a little unrealistic. Here comes Albon. And we're going to ride on board. Now we're going to speed up time a little bit here to get them round. Now those of you who suffer a little bit from motion sickness, you might want to look away in a second. Because there is something about this game that is really, really cool. But also not for the weak-stomached. There you go. Visor cam was new this year. Last year we had just the 5 camera angles. This year we have 6. And it's cool. I like it a lot. Just being able to see what the driver sees effectively. Now, I think for Albon here, his visor cam is just next to his right eye. Some of them are on the left. I think Leclerc's and Alonso's maybe are on the left. I don't actually know if the game has reflected what happens in real life, but I think the Mercedes drivers have theirs on the left-hand side as well. They might just all be the same in F1 Manager. That would make a lot more sense if they were. But yeah, this is awesome. So Albon currently fastest. That will change. Other drivers are out on track. I don't know who that is. That looks like one of the Alpha Tauris. Possibly. I think Alpina are more of a darker blue. There's like 6 teams that are blue, which is ridiculous. I think the FIA needs to step in at that point. Make Alpha Tauri be red or something, I don't know. Mind you, there's 2 teams that are red. Which is kind of... Yeah. We need more like out there colour schemes. We need a team that are just like bright purple or something. That would be cool. Right. if I switch back to this mode here, you will see, I guess this one is the important one, driver prep and gathering setup feedback. Now we're looking for this to max out. When this hits 5 out of 5, we'll get full updates on where we're at in terms of the setup. Now what I was actually looking for was driver confidence, but I don't actually think it's here, which is kind of a shame. Yeah, Albon crosses the line. Sargent went P1, and now Logan's beat him. Logan went P1, and now Albon's beat him. That will get absolutely conked. Oh, that was Ocon, actually. That was...
Tires, look. And tires are a bit on the cool side, so...
We'll leave them out like this for now.
What are we thinking about tires here?
I think there is an exploit here to still be exploited. And already you can see Ocon is 2.8 seconds faster than Albon. Who saw that coming? So in terms of setup, yeah, it's coming. We are going to increase your pace a little bit here, purely because your tyres are basically blocks of ice right now. And my game lagged very briefly there. That was weird. You will see that their lap times will start to get faster now. So green means personal bests, which is good. In terms of driver prep, there's a long way to go still. We'll utilise the time that we have. Try and make the most of that. Albon's kind of getting stuck in traffic a little bit here, which doesn't help things. What's he on? 3 out of 5. Logan's on 4 out of 5. Logan's pretty good at getting feedback, as it turns out. Now his tyres are overheating slightly. This is new as well. It used to just go straight to red when the tyres got too hot, but now we have yellow, which is nice. They've both got hot tyres, so we'll calm things down a little bit.
Not good enough.
Logan's not happy. That's a bad sign. We'll call him in.
Okay. It's okay.
Alex not too bad. Although with Alex, it's okay could literally mean it's the worst thing he's ever driven. We just don't know. So now we've got a gauge. You can see oversteer is actually pretty good, but the rest of the car is terrible. Now unfortunately you can't change the rest of the car without oversteer being moved. So did I just accidentally put that back where it was? That's lucky. So now we've got to start looking at how to improve the setup. Cornering and straights are the two that need the most work done to them. Now we can actually achieve some of that here. That moves everything back into the blue, which is good. And we've actually got oversteer pretty much back where it needs to be. So we'll keep him on the same set of tyres. He's got 51 estimated laps remaining on these tyres. We don't have any other hard compounds, so it'd be important to get that going. 29 seconds to configure. Does that sound right? I guess with the run plan as well, because they've got to refuel. Yeah. Okay. We'll let Albon come back in while that's happening. Now, our cars are going to be running out of sequence now, because we're just going to send Logan out immediately. Right. Alex, how happy are you? Not bad. It's only traction that needs the real work done to it. So we could, in theory, just do this. Everything else remains in the blue, but traction heads back into the blue. Run plan, 20 laps. Let's get you configured, and then we can send you back out. Now this time for the driving style, we're just going to put them on normal, balanced for everything. We should see that their pace begins to improve slightly, hopefully. It's a real guessing game in some cases here. Right, so that's standard, that's fine. We'll put you on balance, and then we'll watch the sector times.
Reduce lifting
That's the wrong button.
Yeah.
So Logan right now not going faster, but he's got a heavier car because it's been refueled. Hopefully in a couple of laps we do start to see the time drop. If it doesn't, boy are we in trouble. Boy are we screwed. First race of the season, definitely going to be finishing last unless someone crashes, of course. How are you doing in terms of Yeah, tyres are good. Fuel usage is fine, I suppose. We could underfuel the car for these sessions just to try and get a bit more performance. But like I said at the top of this, performance at this point is more about gathering data. It's not about lap times. So I'm quite happy just to let them cruise around right now and try and get that all-important setup data. Because if we can max out the setup, we will have some happy drivers. But, you know, it is all about maxing out the setup. Right, Logan is almost ready to come back in. I'm hoping we have better news. Any second now. I wish there was a way that you could like hover over this and have like a percentage. Still no green sectors. Hulkenberg with a spin. We could watch that. I think Logan was just ready then as well.
And the controls lost.
Oh, he lost the back.
Not a mistake they'll want to make again.
Didn't crash though. Do we see the team reaction? No, we do not. Okay. Everything feels okay for Logan. That's good news. We might even have time to put him out on a short run at the end here. Where is he? Just gone in. There we go. So where are we at now? Okay, traction is bad, but we know where it needs to be. So if we can get traction to there, without messing up cornering and oversteer, we should be good. So anti-roll would be a good one for this. And also possibly the wings. So you can move the rear wing here for massive adjustments, as you can see. Or you can move the front wing for more fine tuning. Now actually the easiest way to do this is something like this. And then you can kind of plug it back. I think that is actually pretty good. I think that's even better, pretty good. Right, run plan. We're not going to get full feedback this time. We're probably only going to have enough. How long's left of the session? 11 minutes, and it's going to take 4 minutes to do this. So we're probably only going to get 5 laps out of this. So we might as well strap on some softs for this. And then send him out. Alex, on the other hand, we're not getting anything from him right now, which is a little bit disappointing.
Feedback from you.
There he is.
It was okay, actually.
It was okay. Okay. Again, with Alex, that could mean that the front axle's hanging off and he just doesn't want to tell you. That is actually pretty damn good. 75%. We just need to fix the oversteer. I overestimated the amount of oversteer, as it turns out. There we go. If I can now get straight. Actually, straights is only affected by wings. So that's kind of annoying. Nothing else, as you can see here, is affected by straights. So what we need to do, we get a little bit of performance there. We need to get straights back. So actually, sorry, whoops. This is where I always stutter with the streams as well, because you want to get this pretty spot on without messing things up too much. And this is where it all starts to fall out of whack, as you can see. So, the thing that affects oversteer the most, tyre camber and front wing angle. I don't want to move this too much, because it then does start affecting everything else. So if I maybe move this up 1 click, then start dialing the front wing back, and then try and make up the rest. Like a little tiny bit more front wing. That could probably do it. That there could probably do it. Now we're going to have next to no time here for Alex. Almost to the point where it's not worth sending him out. But we're going to do like a 2-lap run. Just so we've got some kind of data. 3-lap run. There we go. We need to get Logan's car out. There we are. And then we might actually start to see some purple or green. There you go. Green sector times. De Vries ran wide. There's no point watching that replay. And where's Logan now? Immediately jumps up. Albon's got time for like 1.5 laps. Let's watch him as well. Green. Green.
Flag's the flag.
He's still going. Come on. I think that was green, green, green. There you go. He's jumped up. He's above Piastri. He's above Zhou. He's above Bottas. And he was above Lando, as it turns out. So all in all, a pretty good first practice session there. Driver prep is low right now. Track acclimatization is low. Setup satisfaction is what's let us down here because we've got the question marks. If we actually kept with what we had before, and this was 75, then this would have been a lot higher. But we've got some useful data now, which is good. So the setup, we're going to keep what we had before. We're not going to change anything. We're also not going to manage this. We're going to sim the session. We're going to see what our results are now. So in terms of performance, 13th for Albon, 19th for Logan. That feels a bit more like it to me. Prep, 76 and 71, which is good. Car parts knowledge is still quite low, but the satisfaction, 93 and 84, which is very good. And acclimatization will continue as we head into P3. It's not going to rain in Bahrain, so there's no point looking at that. I think then, so what is your setup now? Oh, that's really close, especially on braking stability. If we could just get traction back a little bit, that would be awesome. But we're going to do that through simulating the session. And 14th and 15th. A little bit slower there for Albon, but if you look at the gap now to the top, which is Perez, that's surprising. Where's Verstappen? 5th. Blimey. The gap is smaller. That's the good news. And if we look here, 88, 85, 94 and 86. And then track acclimatization is 100, which is good news. So starting confidence, here you go. This is the bit. So I tried it in practice, it didn't work, but it might still work in quali. I'm just going to turn my light on really quick because it's dark, and then I'm going to explain a little bit more about how we can work with the confidence. So bear with me just 1 second. Pull those curtains as well. Okay, so driver confidence. As I move the world's loudest chair back into position, this determines how likely your driver is to pull off an overtake, basically. If they pull off a good overtake, their confidence increases. If they pull off a bad overtake, or if it all goes wrong, or if they get overtaken, their confidence decreases. Now, low confidence doesn't necessarily mean they won't be able to pull off maneuvers, but it will mean they're less likely to pull off maneuvers. You want a good, confident driver that can trust the machine beneath them. Sorry, Crofty, not listening. So yeah, you want a good, confident driver, basically. Confidence also reduces the chance of crashes, not just from overtakes, but from lockups and things like that as well. So it's good to have good confidence. Now I'm going to try out an exploit here that I saw on a guide. And in fact, I think we did this guide on racing games as well. So hopefully it still works. Otherwise, I will have to go and update that in the morning. Albon is a good one to test this out with on this first run. So we're going to go with the soft compound tyre, sorry. Car parts we're not changing now because we're under parc fermé conditions. Same with the setup. And the run plan here, one flying lap. Actually, I've just said Albon's a good one to test this out with. I think the best person to test it out with is Logan here, because what's he got to lose? Likelihood is he's going to be starting in the bottom 5 anyway. So we might as well let Albon do his thing. Untick that. We don't need that. Have you got that on as well? Yeah, don't need that. And experiment here a little bit with Logan. So we're going to manage Q1. And we're going to send Alex out first. And then we're going to send Logan out behind. Now we're actually going to let Alex just do his thing here. And we're going to watch Logan. So what I'm going to do here with Mr. Sargent, we're going to watch this T-cam view here. And just as he gets to the end here.
Remember the front brakes and front tire.
I'm going to take manual control. And we're going to put him on everything slow. Just like he is now.
Work the tires.
Albon is going to do his own thing. Now, for some reason, Logan's overtaking Albon here. Don't know why. Tactics. Let's just do that as well. So if you watch Logan's confidence, you see it's sort of mid to top mid here. If any of that makes sense. I don't even know what I just said, to be honest. But yeah, if you watch his sector times, it's yellow, yellow, yellow. Now if we watch Albon, as these guys here do their laps, they should be green sector times, because ultimately this is all about increasing driver confidence. Now where is his... there it is. We need this open. So as he comes through the end of the first sector, you should see a green, in fact we see purple, and look at that, his confidence has gone up. Personal best sector 1. Albon's has done the same. His confidence has now gone up. That's still a green sector, so he's still going to gain confidence. Now, Logan being the first driver out here, he will constantly set sectors that are better than everyone else's, because he's literally the first one doing it. Just want to check he is still on. Yep, good stuff. As he comes to the end of the second sector, this should also turn purple. Where is the end of the second sector? I always forget in Bahrain. Is it round this corner here? Or is it this? Oh, it's at the top of the hill here, isn't it? There it is. And look at that. His confidence has gone up again. Now, right now, he's basically pulling his punches. He's got his engine turned down. He's not pushing his tyres. He's staying off the curbs. You can almost see his driving style here, actually. Look, he doesn't go over the curbs as much as he normally would. So in a second, he's going to cross the line. He's going to set a purple third sector. There it is. And look at his confidence. Look how far that's gone up. Now, confidence can also be gained by setting green sectors. And that is the trick that we're going to look to exploit here now. So Sergeant's going to come in. He's going to pull into his... They never drive into their garage like that, by the way. That's something else I'm not a huge fan of in the game, but what can you do? We're going to keep Logan on the same tyres. Because, again, we're experimenting right now, so there's no point changing anything. The run plan is going to remain the same. All we're doing is fueling his car up for another run. Now, Albon is 4th, Logan is 5th. Look at the gap between Albon and Logan right now. This is where the exploit comes in. So we're going to send Logan out again. We're going to take manual control. And now, when he comes through to start his actual lap, so I'm going to keep an eye on him here. Let me just close that. As he comes through to start his lap, we're going to go up 1 on all of these. ERS usage, we're going to put it on full deployed. No, sorry, we're going to put it on neutral. Now, if we head back to this, we should start to see green sectors again, hopefully. And that should lead to more confidence. Oh, we forgot to send Albon out again. Now, if this does work, and I have a feeling it will, this would be... I forgot to change Albon's tyres. That's a blunder from me. Too busy talking. Because we are taking Albon seriously here. There we go. 7 seconds, that's fine. Yeah, we should see green sectors now for Logan. And we can keep building up his confidence. Now, if this does work... Forgot to turn that off. If this does work, then we will, of course, start using this with Albon from future races as well. Now, I don't think there are that many high-risk curbs at the end of the pit straight there. There's maybe one. But as we come through the end, there you go. Personal best sector 1, and his confidence went up. Now, you do lose a little bit of confidence when your best sectors get beaten. So when he lost the purple, it went down to green. He would have lost a little bit of confidence from that. But not a huge amount. Not enough for it to be marginally noticeable, let's say. What's cool here, though, is we're basically somewhat exploiting the game. You can imagine how this would translate into real-life runs, and it's kind of annoying that we couldn't pull this off in practice. But we've now got a very, very good, confident young driver here heading into the race. Now, once this run's complete, we can actually send Logan out on a proper run. Got to send Albon out as well. There's Sector 2, and look, again, green sector, and his confidence is increasing. As I said, once this run is complete, we can send Logan out on a proper run, automatic control. He should set 3 green sectors again, and therefore his confidence will be through the roof. Now, Albon has also got pretty good confidence right now. If he can set... Oh, there you go, look, peak. Excellent. So if we watch Albon now, as he does his sectors, they should be green, hopefully, if we've sent him out at a good time. Oh, that's... Oh, no, that's his outlap still. Dirt. Right, Logan. Oh, man, I always find it hard to juggle 2 drivers at the same time, and I have no idea why. It is literally just 2 drivers. That's it. There you go. Albon's got green sectors. And because of that, his confidence is increasing. And he's now in the purple as well.
P9.
He's also P9. Excellent.
Yes, copy.
Right, we're now going to watch Logan. So we're not going to change anything here now. He's going to be on auto. But we're going to watch his lap time. So we could actually ride on board. Where is he? On the track. He's coming round now. So we can actually watch Logan's lap here. And see what he does. So already you can hear he's faster. His car is currently slower. 4.6 seconds off pole. But he's got nothing holding him back now. No more sandbagging. We are sending him out to see the full power of this Williams. And just as I say that, he gets held up on the first corner by a useless... I think that was an Alfa Romeo. I didn't see which one. That might affect things. If he doesn't get a green sector for this, then something's gone wrong there. Nope, he got a green sector. Excellent. Right, Albon should have enough time to do one more quick run. I think we could put him back on this set of tyres. Maybe. We could, in theory, put him on another new set. But if we do get through, which it looks like we will do, I'd rather save those for Q2. So we'll put him back onto the set that he was previously on. And we're just going to keep riding on board here with Logan and see how well he does. Right. There is enough time to send Albon out, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to wait for Logan to finish his run. We might even have enough time to send Logan out on another run. But we're going to send Albon out with all the other runners, basically. Who are actually starting to emerge now. So we are going to send Albon out now. We've managed to get Logan a clean bit of track, though. So he's got all this space to operate in. And that was a pure, total, utter accident. I wasn't anticipating the track to be this clear. But look at his confidence. He is absolutely flying. This is good. Again, he might not make it through to Q2 still. We might have asked him to do a little too much here. But his confidence going into the race is going to be good. He trusts the car and he's got good confidence in himself. And yeah, he's still not quite maxed out, but he's very close. And he is currently 11th. Now if we watch Albon, we're not going to ride on board with him the whole lap, because time is of the essence here. But if we just keep an eye on him as he comes through, green,
checker flag.
And his confidence is also doing well here, and he is doing green sectors, and he is actually catching that McLaren. As he comes around the last corner, he's going to swing that rear wing open, there it is, and he's going to fly across the line. 12th and 13th. Actually, both drivers got through to Q2, which I wasn't anticipating, but I'm very happy about. Good performance, lads. And now they've got awesome confidence. So Q2 could also be a pretty good session for us. So we lost Bottas, De Vries. Oh, De Vries. So young, so naive. I say he's young, he's only 3 years younger than me. Bottas, De Vries, Piastri, Zhou, and Lando. Excuse me, I've got hiccups now as well from something or other. Alright, so confidence has now been reset. Sort of. It has risen a little bit. I think it was down here before, whereas now it's up here. We're basically going to pull the same trick again. So, I'm going to manage quali, and we're going to put them out. Now this time, we're actually going to do the trick with both cars. So we're going to send Logan out first, Albon behind, and we're going to slipstream. Giving a tow, as it's known. Now for both these guys, we're going to just stick it on manual, and let them do their thing. We're also going to tell them to avoid high-risk curbs, and we're going to get in the way of whichever Mercedes that is that's come out behind us. Now the plan here is Logan's going to set the purple sector time, and hopefully Albon will beat it, and therefore they both get the confidence boost. So I'm going to watch Albon's confidence here, and we'll see how they both go. Now I think the sector line, it would be good if they put it on the map, but I think it's around here for Sector 1 and Sector 2, and then the Sector 2 to Sector 3 line is somewhere up here. So you've got like a straight-ish section with a little bit of a twist towards the end, then you've got a relatively twisty bit, and then it's just 2 straight lines basically. There you go, 2 greens. So confidence-wise, it is increasing, which is excellent. That is what we like to see. And as they cross the line, look at their confidence. You saw it just drop down a little bit there again, because it did drop. So reconfigure. Now, we might as well set them out on the same tyres again. Actually, let's put you on crap tyres, Logan. We'll experiment with you. As for Albon, we'll keep him on the same tyres because we kept this soft set for him to run on when it actually comes down to it. So again, Logan out again, then Albon. Now this time, as he comes round at the end, where is he? Where is Sergeant? 14? No, yeah, 14. So he's just coming up to the end now. He scooches round, and we're going to stick him on standard this time and balanced.
Okay, we're happy to push.
And then as Albon comes up to the end, we're going to do the same thing with him.
We're happy to push.
There we go.
Okay,
Now if we switch back here, we should see, hopefully, 3 green sectors. No one's in Albon's way. There's green. There's green. There's green for Sergeant. There's green for Albon. So the times are crap, but the confidence is awesome. And that's what we're looking for right now, that level up. So that now, I'm going to have to do this quick, because they're not going to get round otherwise. We're going to put you on the faster tyre. Albon, you need to be really quick, mate. You're going to get the new tyre. Out you go. Hopefully. Oh, I don't think Albon's going to get round in time, is he? Oh, he just about did it.
Second flag.
Just about did it. Hopefully this registers and he doesn't pull in. He's pushing right now. He's definitely pushing. Logan's on a green. So again, his confidence right now will be, yep, maxed out pretty much. And there's Alex's, and it's also maxed out. Now, I have heard reports of the session ends, and if you cross the line before the checkered flag, you can finish that lap. But in the game, sometimes drivers do still pull into the pits. So I'm hoping these guys will actually finish their laps and they won't just dive into the pits at the end. I'll be a little bit miffed if that happens, because right now we're on for good laps here. I'd like to think we'd come above Magnussen. And we haven't got the checkered flag next to us, so we haven't taken the checkered flag yet. That's a green second sector for Logan as well, as Alex here charges up the hill. And it's a green sector for him too. And you can see his confidence there on the left-hand side did go up. Now Logan's coming around the final corner. This is the tell. If he dives into the pits, it's all over, but it looks like he's actually darting down. He did improve, not enough to get into Q3, but he did improve massively, which is good. Albon. Wow, okay, that actually wasn't very good at all. I was expecting a bit more of a performance boost there, but never mind. So we're starting 14th and 15th, which isn't the worst. I don't think that will help too much with confidence, sadly, but it is what it is. Right, we'll go see Q3 results. So we've got Perez on pole, then we've got Verstappen, Leclerc, Alonso, Sainz, Russell, Stroll, Hamilton, Ocon, Magnussen. Magnussen made it to Q3. That's quite impressive, actually. And then we got Gasly, Hulkenberg, Tsunoda, and then it's us, Albon and Sargent. And obviously we got the slowpokes at the back. Now again, we're going to skip the cutscene here because we don't care much for what Crofty has to say. Okay, Now, what I do care about is driver confidence. And, again, Albon's has gone up somewhat. Logan's is pretty crap, actually. I was hoping it would be better than that. But it is what it is. Race strategy, then. This is also a good one. Now, already I'm thinking, why not just risk a strategy? If we have a stint here on the hards, we'll come in at like... Whoops. That's the wrong button. We'll come in at lap... Where's good to come in? Let's switch these to softs for a start. We can go like 40 laps on these hards and then switch to softs and run them a little bit more extreme. And already, I'm kind of thinking, what do we have to lose by doing that? Some other teams will be on 2 stoppers. Whereas if we do a 1 stopper here... Actually, we could do the flip. Let me do the flip. So let's delete that stint. We'll start Albon on the softs. And then we'll bring him in early to switch to the hards. We can almost do something like this. I think we'll go for strategy D. We'll bring him in early, and then we should be able to see out the race. And it does mean then if we have a safety car or anything on the hards, we will be able to slow down. Even on the softs, actually, we could get some extra laps out of it. He's got good confidence. He can increase the confidence by nabbing some early overtakes. We might get away with this one. Now, Logan, I'm tempted to do the opposite. Start on hards, and we switch to softs quite late on in the race. Although, again, I feel like this is what Albon should be doing. I actually feel like this is what Albon should be doing. This is where I can't make my mind up sometimes, and I apologise for those who find this frustrating, shall we say. If we can get you here to lap 20 before you come in and pit. Maybe lap 19. We'll get you to do that. Now, Albon, I'm actually going to create another strategy for this. So you're going to start on the hards, run normal, and then lap 40, I think it was, we're going to bring you in and stick you on the softs. Softs. We could technically stick you on mediums and then run you like an absolute charger. But I think, actually, that might be a better strategy. And then we could bring you in maybe a little bit earlier. Lap 39. We're going to switch to that. Now, we could create other ulterior strategies, but I think this one for now is fine. We'll stick you on a higher pace mode. For fuel, I think we're basically going to run them as they are. If we do get some excess fuel, then we can increase the load a little bit, but for the most part, we'll just stick with what we've got. And I think we're ready to go. I'm mindful of how long this video has been already. There's not going to be many cuts in this. And we're only just starting the race now. But trust me, a lot of the race is kind of just sitting watching the top-down view while things happen. It's also sitting waiting for the race to actually load, apparently, as well. Alright, sorry, Crofty.
Here we go with the Bahrain
Here we go, then.
Grand Prix.
3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights, and off.
And away we go.
Right, let's ride on board with Sargent here, because he's the one who's going to hopefully be making stuff happen. If we watch his confidence... That's an awful first corner. And he's right up against Albon now, but he has got past. You see there his confidence has gone up, which unfortunately means Albon's confidence will have gone down. It's a bit of an annoyance, but it is what it is. Now, tactics here. Overtake aggression, we want it to be high. We don't care too much about defending right now, and that goes for both of them, because we want to get the moves done.
Understood.
Now, obviously, we're going to have sectors, green sectors here, which is going to help a little bit recover some of that confidence. But ultimately, we want to see Logan start making some moves on this opening lap. So he's already got past Albon. He's chasing down Hulkenberg. On the straights here is where it's going to happen. Again, they crawl around some of these corners. That is weird. They all do it. It's not just your drivers. Hulkenberg is kind of pulling away from us right now. What tyres is he on? He's on softs as well. So Albon is the only driver on hards right now. which isn't as bad as it sounds, even though Bottas may get past him in a second. Because again, we're going for the one-stop strategy, for both drivers in fact, whereas other teams might be going for a two-stopper. That's where it comes into play for us. So the opening lap starts off with us.
No point even trying to defend these positions.
Yeah, Albon lost out to Bottas there. There goes his confidence a little bit more. And he's got De Vries right behind him as well. Oh, De Vries is alongside. I was about to say, where is he? And he's been forced wide there. So we're losing positions for Albon, and that is going to affect his confidence. But I promise you it will come back into play later on, as long as he doesn't crash. If he crashes, then oh boy, are we in trouble. But hopefully that doesn't actually happen. Okay, now we can start speeding things up again. Because right now, there's no point in sitting and watching. So Albon is now running dead last. Logan's still up in 14th. Already I'm thinking, have we done something wrong here? And it's all to do with tyres. Logan's going to have a very similar problem himself later on in the race. Particularly after he stops. Now we could cool down his tyres a little bit here. Tell him to conserve. But his confidence is actually going up still. If you look, he's still setting personal best sectors. Albon, on the other hand, no, not as much. And his confidence is struggling because of that. I mean, he's stone dead last. He is setting some greens here now, though. So that will, there you go, boost it a little bit. As he carries on burning fuel, he will start setting green sectors again. And his confidence will start to return. Ultimately, it's to do with the strategy. If you know what the strategy is and you trust your team, you'll be prepared to spend some time at the back of the field. It's just the way it is. Now, Logan's actually coming up towards his pit stop now. It was lap 19, I believe. We said we were going to bring him in. Which also means some of the other soft runners will be coming up to their stop. And if you look, we've actually got better tyre deg than Ocon, Hulkenberg, who are both in front of us. We're on the same as Alonso, who's right up the top. And we've also got better than De Vries. We're not far off Lando and Zhou, but I think they might be playing for an overcut. So undercut is when you pit before your rival to try and overtake them on track. Or in the pits, actually, you don't overtake on track at all. Whereas the overcut is you pit after your rival and you use the time that they were stopped to try and build up a gap so that when you come out, you're still in front of them. So for us, I'm not fussed about an overcut versus an undercut right now. I'm just looking at making this one-stop strategy work. Albon's confidence is back in the white, which is good. Lando has now got past Logan, but it all comes down now to the pit stop. And what happens next. So we can go a bit more aggressive now with Logan's tyres. And we are now in his pit window. So lap 19 is our actual stop lap. We're 3 laps before right now. So the option is here if we want it. But right now, we don't. We want to see what he can do with the remaining grip that he's got. He has also just lost out to Zhou. I think Yuki's just stopped. Yes, but he's come out on soft, so he will need to stop again. Whereas Albon, who's currently ahead of Tsunoda, is just going to keep on going. And there we go. Lando's just stopped as well. That was a yellow flag briefly. Don't actually know what for. Oh, Magnussen ran wide. Let's have a look at this then and see what he did.
Here we are down at turn 7.
Did he spin? If he spun, then no, he just ran wide and then came back on track. But he will have lost time doing that, which means for... where is he? There. For Albon, he is actually closing the gap a little bit. He's also gaining a bit on Ocon. So the long game is starting to work. And the overtakes are starting to increase his confidence. And look, he's setting green sector times now as well, which is awesome. It's all starting to come up in Albon's favour. We keep an eye on Logan here. His confidence is dropping, but that's because his lap times aren't doing particularly well. Once he stops, there you go, which is about to happen, we'll stick him out on the hard tyre. Now, we're not going to go stupid. We're not going to tell him to push on an outlap or anything like that. We're literally going to tell him to calm the F down. but he will start seeing his lap times increase again. They won't to begin with because he'll be on the hard tyre instead of the soft, but they will start to come back. He's going to pit at the end of this lap, and Albon, look, he's making up places. And again, it might not look that impressive right now, but when you look at the tyres, they're all coming out on softs, 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 softs. They're all coming out on softs, which means they all need to stop again, because they're not going to do 38 laps on soft tyres. Whereas Albon can just carry on as he is, as long as he doesn't lose the gap too much to the cars in front. He can just carry on as he is, and by the time it comes to his pit stop, the others will be stopping for the second time. And that's when we get them. That's when this race comes into play. And if you look at Logan right now, he's running 10th. He is going to drop considerably when he stops, but again, he'll come out on tyres that will last, hopefully, for the rest of the race. We just need to tell Albon here to keep going as he is. But we can speed up time again now. Here comes Logan for his pit stop. .6. That was a good stop. That's a very good stop.
Watch out, white line.
Gotta be happy with that. As he rejoins the race, he's only in 17th. And he's on hard tyres now. The cars behind are likely to overtake as they're all on softs. But again, we've now got the long game in play. They will all need to stop again. And that's the crucial bit. Zhou has now got past Albon. Tsunoda has also got past. And now up comes Logan. Actually, Bottas first, then Logan. But again, it's the long game. Our drivers are dropping again, and their confidence is now going to struggle because of that. But I promise you, Albon, please, trust me, promise you, it will be worth it. The green sectors are starting to come again. If we keep an eye on his tyre deg, he's a little bit below where he needs to be, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. He just needs to stay on track. That's all he has to do right now, is stay on track. No mess ups, no crashes, no lockups, nothing like that. Now Piastri is last, but he has only stopped once. That's actually quite interesting. Again, look at the soft runners. Tsunoda's 67%. Albon, who started the race on these tyres, is only on 57. So there's a gap of 10 there. They will stop again soon. That's what we need to look at now, is when are they going to stop for the second time? And that's when our pit strategy comes into play. Right now, we are going to tell Albon to not fight Logan. If he catches you, just let him through. I know it sucks, but I promise you, Alex, I promise you, it will all be worth it. We can tell him to push a little bit on fuel. He has actually got excess fuel. What's your confidence right now? Yours is also a little bit on the low side. We'll tell you to push on fuel a little bit, and we should start seeing some green sector times again.
I think you can reduce
hopefully.
most.
Depends if he's running in traffic, and I think he is a little bit. He's got Verstappen coming up behind. Logan's currently holding off. In fact, Logan is getting some green sectors, which is good. He has just lost the place to Piastri, but very briefly there, he did get the green sectors.
I can't.
Now we'll run you back on balanced. Alex will definitely run you back on balanced. Now Alex's pit window is approaching. Now the dangerous bit for Logan is he's going to be on used hards up against faster drivers on faster tyres. That's where things might come undone for him. But for Alex, he'll be on pretty quick tyres up against some pretty quick drivers. So I think that's where it starts to get useful. And again, look at the soft runners. They are all due to stop soon. And that for us is when the race begins. There is quite a gap though between us and De Vries right now, so we will need to make up some time. But it's starting to happen. Why yellow? Is it just because we're approaching? I think it's just because we're approaching. I don't think he has damage, does he? Nice. It's just because the window's approaching, I think. Yellow flag. And Logan's crashed, I think. Has he?
You okay?
Crashed involving multiple cars. Hang on, let's look, because he is still running.
Heading down the straight. Not a lot of wiggle room here.
There was an incident between him and
Has to be
Piastri.
said,
Okay, there was an
That
impact.
was pretty risky. And that won't do their confidence
I
any
don't
good.
think it's terminal. It's affected the McLaren more than us by the looks of it. Yeah, things are okay. No issues.
The window is open.
So not the smartest move there, Logan, but it could have been worse. Right, Albon's pit window is approaching. Just need Logan to hold his ground right now. Bottas pitting. Piastri pitting. Okay. Coming up to the lap. So we're going to say next lap, you're going to pit. You're going to switch to the mediums. Nothing else needs doing. Excellent. So if we watch Alex on this camera for a second, he should go past the pits here. There we go. He has got Piastri on his tail. And actually Piastri has now stopped twice, I believe. Yeah, so we are going to lose out to Piastri. But I think we've done this okay. Tsunoda, Bottas, De Vries all need to stop. We have lost to Norris and Zhou. Maybe we left it a little too late. Maybe a two-stopper was a better strategy. I'm kind of in Motorsport Manager mode where one-stopper strategies are the meta. So he's 24 seconds behind Piastri right now. So that is a bit of a boo-boo. But we can run on full attack on the tyres now. And we should start seeing green sectors. There you go. And the confidence should keep increasing with each one. And he should start making inroads. There you go, we're dropping. Why did that just go up to... That was a timing glitch. It went up to 37 seconds then. Okay, Albon is currently running last, which is a bit of a pain. I think he locked up, actually. I think he went wide. That might be what happened there. We are seeing green sectors. Tyres too hot. That's fine. We can cool them down a little bit.
You can afford to drop back.
How's your confidence? It's coming back. Logan's is yeah. That might have been an error. Maybe I got a bit too confident with the strategy. 10 laps to go. Albon's being lapped by the top 8 cars.
Are you okay?
And Sargent's
good.
just crashed. He's crashed into someone and got himself a penalty,
Oh
which
dear,
isn't good.
a crash. There's been a crash.
Oh, Logan. What are you doing to me,
Now
man?
we should be able to take a look here.
He's crashed into Russell,
Let's have a look
who's
as we
lapping
go
him.
into the 13th corner. Cutting it so close. And the contact between the cars?
I feel like
Inevitable.
that's not Logan's
Who was at
fault.
fault? Well,
You
there'll
can't just
definitely
drive
be
into
fingers
someone and
being
then say it's
pointed.
their fault, you know? I feel like that's harsh. I feel like that's very harsh. 5-second penalty for Logan. Alex is catching him, so I am just going to say, don't fight. This is the long game, you know? We're playing a long game here. Albon is about to get an epic overtaking by the looks of it. He's flying up the back of Sargent here. That's Logan up there. Here comes Alex. He is, I think, gaining on Piastri as well. But ultimately this race hasn't quite gone to plan. How are your tyres now? Nice and cool. Excellent. Off you go then.
Let's close this gap.
Do you have excess fuel? You do. We could actually tell you to push on your ERS as well. That's something that I should have done earlier in the race. And actually that is something So you do it here. So you go always defend, and then over here,
Good to stay ahead though. You've got pace.
ERS battle assist. That is something else that is new this year that I forgot.
Copy.
So that's on me a little bit. They might have actually been able to hold on to some more places then, but never mind. Right, green sectors for Alex. Good stuff. He's not going to catch Piastri, by the way. This is a bit of a catastrophic race in terms of final position. But it's teaching us. You know, we're learning. We know where we need to improve. We should be able to go out now and get it. And his confidence is getting there. He's getting green sectors. It's slowly coming back. We know the exploit works still for qualifying confidence. We can do something. Tyres are too hot. It doesn't matter. You're crossing the line anyway in a second.
Max Verstappen.
Right,
Over the
Verstappen
finish line,
flukes his way
and
to another
today's
victory.
winner.
Copy.
Low fuel. That's not good.
We are happy with fuel.
That's really not good. I forgot about
Pace
that.
level 3.
Every now and then, I make myself sound really professional, and then every now and then I
Everyone
just
leave
completely
please.
forget something like fuel.
Okay, check a
But
flag.
there we go. Checkered
Sorry,
flag.
they've got today.
19th and 20th
So go in lap.
for our drivers there. It could have been a lot better. It could have been a lot worse, to be fair. We're not going to watch the podium either,
I'll be honest
especially
now.
because it's Verstappen. Ugh. Right. So, one stop for Sainz. Seemed to work well for him. The one stop for us didn't. But I think that was mainly me getting the driver tactics wrong, to be honest. So I'll take the brunt of that one. Ultimately, the potential is there. We know how quick the car can actually be. We had a good show in Q1. We let ourselves down a little bit in Q2. That also wasn't brilliant. But yeah, overall, I think here we're okay. We had an okay race. It could have been a lot worse. And the drivers are going to keep leveling up as well, which is good. The other good thing is no crashes, which is encouraging. And we're making money off the sponsors. So we didn't let anyone down. We had a good race. It's important to take the positives where they are. Right, what might be a little bit bad is the car part inspection. Everything passed, but there is starting to be some wear appearing. The engine and the ERS is definitely okay. The gearbox is one we will have to keep an eye on. Now we have got the new stuff under development. This is the manufacturing right now that's completing. In terms of the development, you can see we're almost there for the chassis. The other stuff is going to be a little while. But when we do bring the upgrades, oh boy, are they going to be good. So, until then, thank you very much for watching. If you're excited about this series, why not hit the like button to let me know. And if you've got any ideas for how to improve the team, why not drop them in the comment section down below as well. That would be very, very much appreciated. Otherwise, if, again, you're wanting to see how I get on in this career mode here, then hit that subscribe button. There'll be videos roughly every week, hopefully, depending on how work schedules are and things like that. I'll try and get one of these done. Next time out, it'll probably just be the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. Practice quali race. We won't do any of the car development or anything like that in between because there isn't really much to talk about. So, and we got the scouting underway for... was Pourchaire, wasn't it? Pretty certain that's who we were scouting. How do I check? Somewhere. I'm sure there's a way. Oh, there you go. Yeah, it is Pourchaire. So, yeah. There isn't much to talk about between races right now. So when we come back next time, it will be the Saudi Arabian Grand Prix. So, but until then, thank you very much for watching once again. And until next time, I will see you soon.